Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Metaphysical Network for Conscious Living podcast. My name is Lorraine Jensen, and I'm your host. Today, I have a special guest, and her name is Marilyn Marshall. Welcome, Marilyn.
Welcome. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Marilyn's going to be speaking at the Unitarian Fellowship Hall at 595 Townsite Road on March the 6th at 7 p.m. We do ask that you bring a $15 donation to help cover the cost of everything. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Metaphysical Network, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit about Marilyn, and we're going to jump right into it. The Metaphysical Network for Conscious Living helps people seeking community, connection, and spiritual development to feel inspired and empowered by providing enlightening experiences through seminars, workshops, podcasts, fairs, and conferences. Now, Marilyn's talk is going to be called Channeling Messages of Love. Is there anything greater than that? So let me tell you a little bit about Marilyn. Marilyn Marshall will channel messages from ancestors, descendants, your guides, archangels, higher self, and the divine flame. She will give examples of her spiritual journey, listening to dreams, and paying attention to catalectic moments. She will select volunteers to do some demonstrations of the technique that she uses for personal not challenging. Some people could probably be challenging, but I'm going to say channeling sessions. So Marilyn, where do you want to start?
Okay, thank you so much for that introduction. One of the things that I love about the channeling is that there's so much unconditional love being poured over both of us. So it's rather addictive.
Wow.
So one thing that I would like to do, since we're talking about doing individual channeling and you are there, so why don't we do one for you?
Right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I start off by a meditation, a guided meditation that grounds us and connects us to the divine. Well, I did have a session where the mother did come. She was very much an astral traveler. And she came and her daughter's going, well, my mom's not dead. I said, yeah, but so what? She's got things to tell you. And yeah, that was kind of fun. And I've had one session where there was this little girl that came, and I was like, do you know any little girls that died or whatever? And what I found was that at some point I started thinking about when my daughter was born. And I suddenly realized, oh, that's the message. This is her unborn daughter.
Wow.
It was quite an exciting moment, definitely. Because she had been trying to connect with her, and she didn't know if for sure if she had. And there was a lot of outpouring from that situation. It was just lovely. Yeah.
So how long have you been doing this? Like, how do you know that you have this gift?
I was taking a course in Theta Healing DNA, and one of the exercise was to do this very thing of looking over the shoulders. And it came with such ease, and I just loved it. But, I had another focus. I was doing intuitive energy massage, and so I didn't pursue it. And what happened was I couldn't do the IEM anymore. So I got a hold of this friend who's quite a mentor, and she did a session with me and looked at the spirit of my business, and she says, well, what do you think you'd really like to do? And I said, well, I sometimes I think about that, and I might like to do channeling. But I would probably have to do it on Zoom because everybody's worried about COVID and stuff like that. And she says, well, try it right now. and it worked. It was just so exciting and uplifting, and that was it. That was my decision. That's what I'm going to do now.
I love it. So for all of us newbies, okay, what exactly is channeling? What are you doing when you're channeling?
Well, you're receiving messages, and
Okay.
it's channeling. Well, I usually see some sort of a energy that lets me know it's a man or a woman. And um, I've even had on occasion, uh, both parents came. And I wasn't expecting that, but I had to trust it. So I went with the flow and I said, there's two people here, a man and a woman. And told to her that um, they were quite excited about the project she was working on. Well, it turns out that's exactly why she was there, you know? So they listen to you. And if there's any sort of hesitation or concern that you have, they want to let you know it's okay, you know? And so a lot of the channeling that I've done has been, if the parent shows up, is to reassure them about what they're doing. It's always with unconditional love. So I don't know what, like, other people do different kinds of channeling, and this is what I call my sort of like personal channeling. It's for you.
So is channeling, so it's you bringing in the message, and we can do it different ways, is that right?
Yeah, like I think Lisa has quite a different technique. She's usually working, when I've watched her, with a particular archangel, or it's,
Yeah,
uh,
she has a
I
guide
forget
of some
which
kind.
one she uses, but you know, um, uh, I'm open, whichever one shows up. You know.
So, okay, so let's just pretend that I'm sitting here chatting away with you, and I look over your shoulder, and then I know something about you. Is that channeling?
Yeah, or it could just be, that could be psychic, being psychic. Being psychic is part of being a channel. Um, but knowing something about somebody, that's just regular. When it's channeling, is you're sharing what a light being has come and shared with you to say to them.
Okay. Okay.
That's a good question. Thanks, Lauren.
One day I was standing in a bookstore, okay, and I was just standing there, and this guy came up behind me and he said, I want you to know that you can buy a book for yourself. And I was there, I had 3 or 4 books, and I was buying them for other people because that's
Oh,
what I love to do. And he goes, you can buy one for yourself, why don't you put those back and buy something for yourself? And I went, oh, that's odd, but he was channeling in that moment. And I know that I do it when I do it, but I'm just curious. Um, I don't think I know that I'm doing it when I do it. I know that I'm doing it after I've done it.
right on. I can understand you saying that, because back in the 80s, when I was doing it as part of prayer teams and stuff like that, I would get these downloads, I would say. You call it a download then. And when the time came right, that would just all pour out. And I
Yes.
mean, I didn't know, I knew that I'd been rehearsed on it actually. And it was just like, just flowed right out. And I would say that sometimes I can get tongue tied, but when it's being channeled, it comes flowing. It's
And there's
wonderful.
this knowing. And for me, I'll say, I know that I know that I know that this is the truth. And I don't even have to question whether I know it is. I just know that I know that I know that it is. And I think for me and for many people that maybe are just stepping into the world of being a light worker, or, what am I doing? What does this all mean? Um, it's just trusting, right? Trusting that what is happening, sometimes it's like, I can't make this up.
Exactly.
It
And-
just, it just is.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, I went
Yeah.
to Arthur Finley last year, the mediumship college in England. And so I learned really that, being psychic is just knowing things. So my phone rings and I go, oh, that's my sister. Oh, that's such and such. Or I go into a store and I see somebody and I go, oh, that person looks like Marilyn. Oh, that person looks like Marilyn. And the phone rings and I go, oh, well, it's Marilyn, right? For me,
Mhm.
that's being psychic, and that happens every day. Mediumship, from what I understand, is being able to bring some spirit in and share a message with somebody about that. Like,
Yeah. And that's one of the forms of channeling. I think it's a small,
yes,
or
I
not
think so
small, it's a
too.
subset
Yeah.
in the sense that um when I do a channeling, sometimes I have somebody that comes and sometimes I don't, and that's okay.
And my experience of channeling then is that when I'm channeling, like, so when I'm being a medium, I'm conscious of what's coming through.
Yeah.
And when I'm in a place of channeling, I'm not even conscious of what's coming through. It's just pouring out. Is that fair?
Oh, well, I think there are people that I've watched that channel like that where they don't remember afterwards
Yeah.
what was said.
And they
As a
say
matter of
they
fact, one
share
of the most,
powerful messages.
yeah, but I had this guy I went to back when I was going through you know, the dark night of whatever they call that,
That night.
dark night
Yeah,
of the
we've all
soul.
had that night.
And I went to this guy down in Victoria, and I mean, I was getting all these visions about him. I knew what he was going to look like. I had dreams that had with these guides that came, letting me know how it was going to go. I went down there, and he must have channeled for me for an hour and a half or something. And it was on a recording, so I have that all on tape, and then I transcribed it. It was pages and pages. I mean, we talked about Jesus, we talked about all the other avatars, and um, he told me that, I need to sort of let go of what I'm doing with my life right now. And he told me things like, people jump off of your diving board all the time. Uh, you know, like, like maybe I don't need to be quite so giving. And, it was just amazing. And afterwards, I said to him, well, do you remember any of that? No, he doesn't know. He goes right into a trance. I am more of a conscious channeler.
Right.
I just listen, and for some reason I get the words. Um, I sometimes I get more of a feeling of what the if it's a medium type channeling, I get the feeling of their personality, so I can help the person who's listening to what I have to say when I'm repeating their words, that it was one that they knew because of their personality. Because I at this point, I don't often know exactly who the person is. I'll say like a mother's mother or a mother's father or a mother's um, or a father's mother or a father's father. So I'll know which side of the family they came from. But I haven't bothered to try and get their names yet. You know, I'm still kind of working on.
You'll be
I'm
like Tyler
I'm
Henry
open.
soon.
I'm open to see how expansive it gets to be.
Yeah. You'll be like Tyler Henry soon. Have you seen Tyler Henry?
I don't think so.
So
I'll
he's a
write
young
that down.
guy. He's a young guy on Netflix right now. And this is the second series I've seen of his. He has about 300,000 people waiting for an appointment with him. And he's just phenomenal, the stuff that he reads about people. So anyway, my granddaughter and I have been watching him.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I don't have Netflix right now.
Oh, well. Yeah, you just take my word for it. Just take my
Well,
word
maybe
for
I'll
it.
find them somewhere like on YouTube or
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
yeah.
Anyway, so this has been a great conversation. I've absolutely loved it. And I'm just wondering if you have any upcoming workshops or anywhere that you're going to be if anybody wants to come and see you.
Yes, I have a table at the Shift Network's Metaphysical Psychic and Wellness Fair in Parksville on the 29th of March.
Okay.
So that's not too far off. And I'm a speaker there. And
Wonderful.
yeah, I love how Eva sets that up because she has a quiet room off to the side and it's well organized.
Wonderful. Well, that's Zeba for you. Very well organized. I just love
Yeah.
it. So I can't say enough about how wonderful this experience has been, Marilyn. Thank you so much. And once again, everybody, we will be on March 6th, Thursday evening, 7 p.m. at 595 Townsite Road, which is the Unitarian Fellowship Hall. Marilyn will be our guest, and she will be inviting a few people from the audience to volunteer to have readings. So thank you, Marilyn, so much. And we'll see you there.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Lorraine. This has been great. I've never had an interview like this before, so I feel very comfortable and natural. So thank you so much, Lorraine.
Awesome. Thank you. God bless everybody. We'll see you soon.